Now in this program we have a list of grades, and this time we want to print out the maximum grade. Now we need a max variable, and what we do is we assign the lowest value that a grade can be to this max variable. We know that grades can go from 0 to 100 in this case, so we set the max to be 0. We then use a for loop, so we say for grade in grades, so it will go through each item in the list, and we say if the value of that grade is less than max, then set the max to that grade. So it's the lowest value, so let's go through the items. 65 is greater than 0, so the first time max will become 65. Next time 83 is greater than 65, so the value of max will become 83. And then 56 is not greater than 83, so the value of max stays as 83. And it keeps going through the items in the list until it finds a grade that's greater than 83. So let's see when that happens next. That's here when it's 95. So at this point the value of max becomes 95, and it will keep iterating, but none of these are bigger than 95, so the value of max will remain as 95, and it will be output at the end. And that's what we get. Now, in the case of grades, we know that the maximum grade can be 100 and the minimum grade can be 0. We can't have a negative grade, and we can't have a grade that's above 100. So using the approach of setting the max to 0, which is the lowest grade that you can have, works. However, that's not always the case. Sometimes you don't know what the range can be in your list. And so a better way of doing this would be to set the maximum to the first element in your list, and then you compare it against each item within the list. And if you find a bigger number, then that number will be assigned to max. So let's run this program, and it is returning maximum grade 95, which is what we expect. I would also like to point out that there is a max function which takes the name of a list as input, and it will return the maximum value in that list. So if I run this program, it will return 95, which is the maximum number in this list. However, for the purpose of computer science GCSE, you need to be able to find out the maximum value in a list without using the max function, which is why we have covered it in this section.